What's going on, y'all? It's Ars. Welcome back. Let's get productive. So today, I want to talk about, of course, a new plugin. You know I love talking about plugins, effects, and this is an effect plugin by Process Audio. It's called Sugar. It came on my timeline the other day when I was scrolling down my timeline. I checked. Oh no, correction. Actually, it was advertised in one of my IG stories. So they're doing a lot with promotion because it showed up on my timeline and it showed up in my IG story, which means they are definitely pouring the bucks into their promo. So what I didn't want to do is give false information. So I decided that I am gonna go right to the website and we're gonna read off the website what this thing is. So like I said, it's Sugar. You know, I don't know if y'all can see that clearly, but anyway, I'm gonna read off the website. It's called Sugar, and they have it as the ultimate full spectrum audio sweetener. So this is the ultimate full spectrum audio sweetener. There is no other plugin in the spectrum that is as ultimate as this thing is, apparently. But we're gonna find out. We're definitely gonna find out. This full spectrum enhancer will add punch, thickness, depth, warmth, edge, and grit to all your tracks. The resulting color palette is a fast lane to pro sounding records. So the resulting color palette is a fast lane to pro sounding records. Okay. I don't know what that means. And come to find out, they have a demo version available. So I downloaded the demo version. So the plugin we're going to be reviewing today is a demo version. But the cool thing about this demo version is they have it available for 30 days free trial. So no like half-ass version of the plugin. No hissing sounds while you're using the plugin. They don't do any of that. They let you use the full plugin for 30 days so you can really get a feel of this thing and see if it's something you want. And so I definitely downloaded it. I've been using it and I really like what this thing does. Okay, so I have my track loaded up here. It's a beat that I made earlier today. I did a basic mix on it, and I kind of like how everything is sounding. So what I'm looking for this plugin Sugar to do is to do what it says it's going to do, which is pretty much sweeten up the overall sound. So this is the track without anything on it. Just want to let you guys hear what's happening here. Okay, so that's the beat. We're going to be adding sweetener to that. So let me open up, I said sweetener. We're going to be adding sugar to that to see if we can sweeten up the track. All right, so this is Sugar. Right here on the GUI is a big rectangular box with a bunch of knobs, and we're gonna go over what all of these knobs do. One of the things I'll say right off the back is you can resize the GUI. So if you go right up here to settings, you click that, you have small UI size, normal UI size, big UI, very big. I like to keep the UI very big, so we have it right here. And we'll go over what everything is. So we'll start at the settings tab since that's where we were to begin with. The setting tab has the size of the GUI. You can adjust that. Down here you have show the spectrum analyzer, which is pretty much what's happening right here in the center stage of the GUI, where you get to see the waveforms, going up and down. So I keep that on. You have the analyzer speed. I keep that on medium. You have the analyzer resolution, analyzer refresh rate, analyzer dry signal, opacity. So you can see what the dry signal is doing versus what the actual wet signal is doing. And you can keep it at default or you can make it transparent. However you want to do it is totally up to you, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second, but I just want to keep going through the settings. You have linear phase mode, that is on. You can show interactive help hinting. So I have that turned off because I've been using this for a little while now and I kind of know what all the buttons and the knobs and everything does. But we're going to actually hit that checkbox and turn that on right now so that as I'm going through the GUI, you guys can see what it is exactly that each knob and everything does. And there's a user manual right down here. So that's it for settings. You have your power button right here, obviously to bypass the plugin. You can turn it on to keep the plugin on. So right here is the main interface where you get to see the wave patterns. And it's really cool looking as you just finished seeing. It has, the different colors and all of these different things. Down here, you have two options in regards to the band that you're adjusting. So they have, with whatever algorithm is going on behind the UI, they have two different options of an effect that you can add to that band. And you have your bypass knobs here. Right here, you have wet inject. Now, what this thing does is, whatever you do up here, to these bands, and however much of the effect you add to these bands, you can keep them set up there, and then down here you can turn all the bands up or all the bands down with the wet inject knob. You can inject just how much of the effect you want to be added into the dry signal of your track. So let's just say, for example, I was to do 34, 17, 43, 24. It'll keep the effects on each of these bands at these parameters here. It'll keep it like that, and I can adjust them overall with the wet inject knob and inject as much of the effect as I want to put, or take out as much of the effect that I want to take out. And I think that's really cool. So it's kind of like a mix knob for the effects. We'll bring all of these back down to 0. Let's just see what that sounds like real quick. So that's pretty much what the wet inject knob does on this thing here. You have your effects only button. Effects only. This lets you hear what the 4 sugar bands are adding to your material in isolation. It's effectively a solo button for the sugar process. So we've seen buttons like this on plugins before. Basically what this lets you do is analyze each of those bands individually, and it only plays the effect. It doesn't play the dry signal. So it lets you hear exactly what's happening to your dry signal via the effect if you turn effects only on. So for example, with effects only on, if I play the music and I adjust the air, you can just hear what's happening with the effect in the air. And I can go back and forth between yin and yang. So this is what air sounds like on yin. I go to yang. There's a little more fullness in the air of the yang. So if I turn this back down and I turn up the high, that's what shine sounds like. That's what excite sounds like. Same thing for the medium band. That's what warm sounds like. That's what broad sounds like. So that's that. Down here you have level management. Again, I don't know what's going on behind the GUI with the algorithm, but so far it seems like level management kind of acts as a compressor, a very slight compressor to just keep things balanced. Down here you have the saturation tool, and you have 3 different types of saturation: drive, distortion, and crush. You have a low pass filter and you have a high pass filter, and you can put on stereo, which steep, I'm sorry. Steep enables this steep filters enable this to engage a negative 48 decibel octave slope for both filters instead of the standard negative 12 decibel octave. Try this when you've added a lot of level with the low band to sharply cut what you don't need. So this steep button here applies to both high pass and low pass, and you can turn the filters on or off right here. And obviously you have your input settings, you have your output settings, and up here at the top you have your presets. Now they have a bunch of presets, everything from kicks to your bass to your mix to guitars, drums, all of these different categories, and within those categories there are a bunch of different presets for each category. So they give you a lot to play with as far as the factory presets are concerned. I haven't used any of the factory presets. I've been just having a lot of fun doing my own thing and kind of saving my own preset. But yeah, that's there for you to use if you want to use it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this thing and we're going to see how it works on the track. So let's put everything back to its default. We're going to keep effects only on, 0 decibels. That's off, that's off. Okay. So let's play the beat with this bypass, and we will start introducing some of this effect into the beat and see what we can come out with at the end of everything. I'm gonna add some saturation down here to give it a little bit of grit, and just kind of make the beat a little bit sharper and come at your ears a little bit more. I'm not gonna add distort or crush. I'm gonna add drive. For this beat, I'm not going to use the high pass or low pass filter. I don't think I need that on this. always checking my levels. Whenever I add anything, I'm always checking my levels to make sure that, you know, I'm not peaking and nothing is coming out distorted. So now we're going to listen back with the effects only knob on and hear what we just added. So this is just the effects playing now. So what's playing right now is just sugar. This is just the sweetener that was added to the overall beat and sound. So we're going to play the beat with sugar off, and then we're going to play the beat with sugar on, and you'll be able to hear what was pumped and injected into that beat to sweeten it up. So let's listen back. This is with sugar not on. And with sugar on. Sugar off. So that's pretty much it, man. That's what sugar does. It does act like a sweetener, and it does brighten up your tracks. One of the things I noticed is as you're adding all of these effects to your track, it does boost the audio. So it kind of does act like a bit of a master compressor without the compressor. And I say that with hesitation. It's not a compressor. It's not a mastering compressor. So don't use it as a substitute for a mastering compressor. But if you've added a mastering compressor and you've added a little bit of glue to your track and it's doing its job as far as glue is concerned, but you're unable to boost the audio signal and get the volume louder and where you need it to sit, or I'd say get the perceived volume louder, the RMS volume louder and sitting where you need it to sit, instead of boosting the compression up more and really squashing the dynamics out of your track, this is a great alternative to that, because this lets you go through each of the different bands and you can kind of brighten that up, brighten each of those different bands, and the perceived loudness will be a lot louder. If you notice, when I play the track with the plug-in off, it sounds a little bit lower. And then when I turn it on, it gets a little bit louder. But most of that is perceived loudness, you know? So this is really great for getting those higher frequencies to sit in your track a lot sharper and getting things to sound a lot louder in the headphones without squashing all the dynamics out of your track. That's what I really like about this, and I can see me using this on a lot of different things. I haven't used it on a session yet, a track. I've used it on a beat, on my beats only, and it makes my beats sound really great and makes them sound really polished. I definitely encourage you guys to head over to Process Audio and do that 30-day free trial. You really can't go wrong when these people offer plugins to you guys. The whole full version of the plugin for a trial period. You really get to use it and see if it's something you like. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you can continue to be notified every time I upload a new video. And leave comments down in the comment section. I read all of you guys' comments and I try to reply to everyone. If you have any videos that you would like to see me do more of, let me know. And if you have any products that you want to see me review, please let me know down in the comment section. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.